Hey guys, it's me Ashley and welcome back to my channel. That sounds so cheesy, but I don't know how else to say it, so. Anyways, today's video is Get Unready with me, and I'm going to add in my updated skincare routine for winter and fall seasons for dry and sensitive skin. Every time the season changes, I have to switch my skincare routine and my products because I have super dry and sensitive skin, and during winter my skin gets even drier and it gets even more sensitive because of the cold wind. So most of my products are focused on keeping the moisture in and keeping my skin barrier strong so that those moistures that I artificially put in with all these skincare products won't leave, and it will keep my skin very healthy and glowy. So if you guys have similar skin problems and skin types like I do, and if you guys are looking for good products to help you survive this winter, then just keep on watching. So today's makeup got really crazy and I experimented with different colors and I really like the look that I have right now, so I don't really want to take it off, but I have to for the sake of my skin. But the first thing that I do before I start cleansing my face is taking out my lashes. Now I see so many people taking off their lashes, like just stripping them off, but that is really bad for not only your skin around your eyes but also your lashes, because it's gonna fall off, and I don't have like thick voluminous lashes, so I need all of them to be there. So what I do is I take the Bioderma water and I use a Q-tip and I wet it, and then I start from the top, and once the glue starts to melt, you can get your Q-tip in between your lashes and the strip. You can actually use like eye makeup remover, but I don't want that oiliness getting on my lashes, so like my false lashes. So see how easily that came off? Like it didn't even hurt. And once you have that, keep it in your container so that it keeps the shape. Once your lashes are off, we're gonna move on to cleansing our face. I have a full face of makeup and I also have a primer on, which kind of clogs up your pores anyways, so I need to be very thorough in cleansing my face, because if you don't cleanse it well and there's still residue, whatever you put on skincare wise isn't gonna really help you because your pores are already clogged. So where else is the skincare gonna go? So you can use a cleansing tissue if you're really lazy, and I don't recommend it to be honest, but if you're really lazy then maybe. But I like to use a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm, but these days I like cleansing oils better because I feel so unsanitary using cleansing balms, because you have to constantly open it, close it, and scoop it out, or if you lose the little spatula then you're gonna use your hands. So I don't use cleansing balms anymore, and I use those pumping cleansing oils. And the one that I used in my last skincare video, I finished it all and I was gonna go buy it again, but then I wanted to try another type of cleansing oil because I know that works, but I just wanted to kind of experiment a little bit. So then I found this. This is Manyo, and Manyo means witch in Korean. So Manyo Pure Cleansing Oil, nourishing and refresh. And apparently this can get rid of any dirt and blackheads on your skin. It'll kind of melt it away, and it also gets rid of those microdusts, and that's a big thing in Korea because anyways, I pumped it on my hand, but microdusts are a huge problem, and it is so small that you can breathe it in, like your nose hairs wouldn't catch it like any other dust. And also it's so small that it gets into your pores. So what I like to do when I have heavy eye makeup, I like to cleanse my skin first and then move on to my eyes and lips, because I don't want like all the eye makeup all over my face and coloring it, because sometimes that happened. One time I had a pink eyeshadow, like a bright pink, and it stained my face because I just want like that. So I don't do that anymore after that incident. I like to go under my jawline as well, because when you're contouring, you just kind of put it all over in your jaw area. So, and then I'm gonna go into my eyes. And once you have thoroughly removed all your makeup, I like to add a little bit of water so that it turns murky, and then I cleanse it a little bit more because I feel like that activates something. And by just doing this and washing it off, I feel like it's not gonna really cleanse that well. Don't wipe your face with a towel, keep it wet, because we're gonna move on to our second cleansing. And I haven't switched my cleansers yet because I like them and I'm not done with it. So at night I use my favorite Laneige moisturizing cream cleanser, and in the morning I use the Astra Auto Barrier 365 bubble cleanser. In the morning I like to use a more gentle cleanser that isn't really doing anything, to be honest. So this is literally just a bubble. I don't know what it does, but it's supposed to help you with moisturizing dry and weakened skin. So in the morning I just use this and it doesn't really have any effect. But at night, when I'm trying to moisturize a lot and get rid of any gunk on my skin, I like to use this. This bubbles up a lot, so I only use that much. So this time is when I use a exfoliant or a face mask. And the exfoliants, I don't like using those grainy, harsh exfoliants because I feel like it makes my skin very irritated. So I like to use those like cream face peeling stuff. So I'll just show you. So this is what I use to get rid of any dead skin. And this is Primera Peeling Facial Mild with Broccoli Sprout. And when you pump this, it's just it kind of feels like a serum, but once you start rolling it, you see all these like dead skin flakes coming off. And once you wash it off, it makes your skin really smooth. So I love using it. I got this as a sample, but I think I'm gonna switch it to like an actual thing. Ever since my last skincare video, I fell in love with vegan products. But in Korea, there aren't that many vegan skincares, but the only thing that is vegan is Lush. So I love Lush because of the smell, not only in the bath bombs, but they don't really irritate my skin at all. It's like either they don't do anything because it doesn't work for my skin, or they do something without irritating and making it sensitive. So I'll show you all the face masks that I use from Lush, and there are a few from a different brand that I use time to time, but they're not vegan. So let's start with Lush first. I use these three from Lush. This is Mask of Magnanimity. This is so hard to pronounce. And BB Seaweed and Odi Fix. So these three. Now, Mask of Magnanimity, I use it to kind of subdue any irritation that I have. So during that time of month when you get a lot of pimples, I use this to calm my skin down or I really liked using this during summer because my skin gets really hot, especially when I'm outside. So I use it to cool down my skin. But this is really great for like calming your skin. So I use this maybe like once a week. And BB seaweed, I love this because it has like a little seaweed in it, and I apply it and leave it for 10 minutes, and then I put a little bit of water and it turns into a mini scrub. And Odifix, I use it when my skin feels really dry, because once you have this on and wash it off, it feels like there's like a little barrier formed. So I love using this during the winter time. Now you have to keep these two in the fridge, so I'm actually gonna put this back in. And the other brand is a Bib, and these are my favorite ones aside from Lush, because this has like a little bit of pH acid in it, as you can see. Acidic pH, mild acidic pH. I'm trying to read it from the back. So this has a little bit of acid in it, and sometimes when I feel like the Lush isn't doing enough, I will switch onto this. And this is just a basic sheet mask. One is for moisturizing and this is for vitamin care. Now I really like the Odifix for moisturizing, but sometimes when my skin looks a little dull, I use this, the vitamin sheet mask, to kind of make it look nicer than what it looks like. I use sheet masks or face masks in general. I use it twice a week, but if necessary 3 times a week, because doing face masks every day isn't actually good for your skin, and it's better to keep like a day term in between. And now we're gonna move on to actual skincare because my skin is getting dry. So the first thing, I use 2 different toners. First one is to kind of wipe away any residue, and the second one is to moisturize. So the first thing I use is this. It's the Cica Expert Mist Toner. I use this with a cotton pad to wipe away any residue or debris that is still left on my skin. So it's actually a spray bottle, and you're supposed to like spray it like a mist, but I like using it with a cotton pad. So spray it. Now the second toner is for moisturizing, and I love the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner. So this is literally like melted cream, if that makes sense, like melted skin cream. And I saw this trick on YouTube because I was trying to figure out why my skin is getting a little bumpy lately, and that's because it's so dry. And I saw this trick where you apply 3 layers of your toner. So I've been doing that, and it's been a lifesaver. Like, all the bumpiness is gone, and my skin doesn't feel too tight after washing my face. So I use my hand for this. And then the second layer. Finally, third layer. Oops. And then the next step is serum. Now I got this CMP Laboratory Vita B Energy Ampoule for Intensive Facial Brightening Solution. I got recommended to this by the workers in my local drugstore. And I was looking for something that will kind of strengthen my skin barrier. And the one that I was actually looking for was out of stock, and they were like, this is actually really good too. And I was like, okay. But then it says brightening solution, so I was like, I don't need any brightening solution. But I think they meant it by brightening from the inside out, so they're actually working with your skin barrier instead of just making you look white. So I do 1 dot each. I like this ampoule because a lot of the other ampoules that I've used in the past were very watery, so I don't think it was really doing anything for me. But this is really thick. It's like kind of sticky too. Not too sticky to a point where it's like uncomfortable, but it's a good sticky, and it feels like you're putting a layer of protectant on your face, on your skin. And the next step is moisturizer. And like I said before, I like moisturizers that are thick and gooey during the winter time because I want my skin to feel really, really moisturized and hydrated. So I switched my moisturizer to this. They have this like, you know, gel type, and this is the cream type, but I went with this because I've actually used this in the past, like 2 years ago, and I believe the container was bigger, but I guess they're making a lot of money now, so it got smaller. But I love this thing. So I've never felt like I needed to buy any facial machine thingies, like, you know, those huge masks that has LED lights and you put it on and you look like Iron Man. I have never felt like I needed those because I didn't really feel like I had any trouble with skin. Like, it's not like I have huge acne or I have severe dry skin. So whatever problems that I had, I could kind of subdue it with using just like skincare products. But I've been introduced to this little thingy-majiggy, and this is like that huge face Iron Man mask that I just talked about, but more handy and more affordable. So you can use this for brightening, calming, softening any rough skin texture, and strengthening your skin barrier. So I'm not a huge believer in like devices like this because I have never had any problems using just a skincare product, but I've used this every night without thinking too much of it, and I've noticed that my skin looks glowy from the inside. So what I mean by that is, in the past, only when I did a brightening face mask, it only brightened up for that night. So in the morning, it looks so like dark. Once I use this, it constantly looks so nice. So these days, I don't wear any foundation. I literally put concealer under my eyes and that's it. So I love using this, and whenever I apply foundation, usually it just kind of looks like the foundation is sitting on top of it. So when I apply powder, it's like super thick and gross. But ever since I use this, it makes my foundation look like a part of my skin. So I don't know, you can believe it or not, but I love using this. And so this has microcurrents that kind of open up your pores while you're using it, so that the skincare can actually get deeper into your skin and not just sitting on top of your skin. And this has in the middle LED lights that help with like brightening and, you know, stuff like that. So what you do is you press this and it'll turn on, and it has red, blue, and pink setting, or purple, but they say it's pink. So red is for brightening and lifting and softening any skin texture. Blue is for moisturizing, calming down your skin and strengthening your skin barrier. And pink or purple is a mix of them both. So I usually use the pink because I'm very indecisive, so I feel like I need to do everything in one. So I use pink a lot, but sometimes when my skin looks very dull, I use the red, and when I feel extra dry, then I use blue. And sometimes I just kind of split each in 1 minute because this device will turn itself off after 3 minutes. It has different currents. So sometimes it might feel too harsh. Then I use the lowest setting, which is the purple or pink, and the highest is red, and I'm gonna do the pink setting. So you just run this through, and this light is pretty bright, so I like to close my eyes when it gets to my eye area. So once you're done, because there's gonna be skincare products on the device, I like to wipe it off. And sometimes I will use alcohol pads to clean it up even more, but it's only been a week. And it has a little cap for keeping it sanitary. The last step, the last final step is facial oil. Now you've probably seen this in my last video. This is the facial oil from that vegan brand, and I'm almost out of it. So I'm thinking of getting a new one, but I just love this because it's not like, it doesn't feel like you just put olive oil on your face. You know how some facial oils have that texture? And this is very light, so I like putting this in the morning and at night, but mostly at night, because in the morning, if you put too much, then your makeup might just slide. And that is it, folks. That's how I get this glowy, healthy skin for winter and summer. No, what? Winter and fall. And I'll see you guys in the next video.